So we're in Fresno, California over here taking a look at a water heater that has developed a leak. You can see on the hot side it's nice and clean and supply line, nothing coming out of here, so hot side's good. Cold side on the other hand, we look down inside, you can see the corrosion all the way down. So that nipple, any disturbance of that, I mean it's already corroding from the outside in, possibly from the inside out. We don't know if it's leaking from the tank. We can definitely tell you that it's, not definitely, we're almost certain that the damage is coming from this supply line which has failed. It's corroded away, and so water's been weeping, and I think probably just been filling this hole up and then corroding the pipe, as well as it could have penetrated the jacket, which is the sleeve of this water heater is 1 to 2 inches thick. So this is actually not the tank, but there's insulation inside all the way around on the top, etc. Then inside is a stainless steel tank, but this is all filled with insulation, and so that water may have saturated that, so now it's in standing water inside of there. Nothing I can do about that. And then of course the water has gone down to the floor and is running out of the garage. So what we're going to try and do is get this supply line off of here. It's stuck in, it's fused in place. Put a little WD-40 down there. We're going to try and get it unscrewed, and then we'll try and get another piece of a fitting on there, another pipe nipple coming up, a brand new supply line going over this copper shutoff valve. Water's off for the home right now because that valve is not shut down all the way. So I just want to do a video first to show you what you've got here. Hopefully everything goes well with this, but you can see it's broken down so far. The more you mess with it, the more it's going to leak. Anyways, we'll get started. We'll take another video when we're done. So we are still here in Fresno, California, and what we've done is we've taken off the old supply line, the old copper supply line. I don't know why plumbers do this and why they use gate valves and why they don't allow you, so anyways, short story is this adapter right here, I believe everybody should come out with their copper, put an adapter on, and screw a shutoff valve on. That enables most people, handymen, homeowners, to come in, shut the water down, and unscrew this valve to get a new valve on. So nothing's wrong with the valve. This is existing. We like the quarter turn shutoff. So quarter turn, it just from here, quarter turn on, quarter turn off, and done. These are fine as long as they don't leak, as long as they shut down all the way and open all the way, and it's got a brass stem in there that if you over tighten it too much it snaps, and then that disc is stuck in there. You can certainly take this apart, but then you got to make sure you get this sealed again so it's not leaking. Anyway, so long story short, the only thing we've done is we've taken the old supply line, which is soldered on, and probably this one is the same way. You can see they solder it right onto the copper. One end is you slide on, you solder it. The other end has a nut. So great, I'd like both ends to be nutted. So what we did, we took off the old supply line that was identical to this one on the cold side, and the first portion of this video shows you the breakdown around the nut right here, and then also the nipple on the other side. Hasn't changed since we showed it to you last. It's still corroded. But what we wanted to do is get you a new point of connection here, a new point of connection over here. So this is a stainless steel connector straight out of Ferguson. It's a ProFlow. I think it's an 18-inch, so 3/4 by 18. So what we've done is we've soldered on a male adapter right here, tightened it down, and you can see, well, maybe you can't see because there's no light on it, but right there you can see, no water, so it's not leaking. And then of course the soldered joint, you need to check that too, so no water there. And then down here you can see it's now currently dry. Now here's the problem with this fitting. It is in, it's in disrepair, which means it's currently corroding. It's going to continue to corrode because once water gets into the steel, it just keeps breaking down. So you can see that rust color around the top. What we did is we filed off the top of the nipple and the heat trap and got there's a nice washer in there, and we got it lubricated and sealed down on there. So you can see no water currently. We dipped down there and got all the water out of the well, so it's nice and dry, but you can see it's corroded all the way down to the tank. Now, we will not work on this any further because to try and remove that nipple and get it out, one of two things. Either it comes out, it's all good, or it snaps because something's happened because of the corrosion. So we won't work on this tank. It's a very expensive water heater beyond this scope of work. Over here on this side as well, let me get you a light on the other side so I'm not shining right at it. You can see this side. Hopefully. Yep. So you can see that's dry as well. So my recommendation is start planning on replacing this water heater. you can certainly, you know, have someone come out and kind of piecemeal this back together. Like I say, you can get a wrench on there and get it out of there without it snapping or without it stripping or without causing more damage to it. That is great. But we won't do it because we know what happens with iron pipe that's breaking down already. So it's corroded all the way down to the tank, but it's dry right now. So again, just to show you a quick video, sorry about all the bumping around. Show you a quick thing. So you can see all dry. And so I wouldn't leave it too long. It's a temporary fix. Down here, the problem is back in here, from the leaking, you can see mold. So the platform is saturated and you've got active mold growing up on the walls. You can see it up in there, maybe. There you go. So that's all black mold. There's no way to get in there and clean it. I mean, honestly, you could let this dry up, but the sheetrock's saturated. And of course, probably down, you can see right there, the tape joint. So you're going to have mold growing here, down there, underneath the platform. Even once this is dried up, honestly, with the mold situation, at some point, you know, that's a health issue. That's not my scope of work, but I know it's a health issue. You need to come back and demo back probably 6 to 12 inches of sheetrock up the wall, all along the back side of the wall. Take all of this off the platform, check the platform to make sure that it's okay. If it is, then go ahead and let it air out and put some new sheetrock on. And get that remediated, and then set yourself a new water heater here. Right now, you got this on very hot. That ain't right. That's 150 degrees right there, and I'm not going to do anything with that. I'm not going to touch that part because that's not my job here today. The water, when it's leaking, you know, I'm not going to take this apart either. It's a sealed unit. But there is, like I said before, first portion of the video, inside of this sleeve, this shell, the casing for this water heater is insulation. And so waters come all the way down through it. So I would guess that that insulation is saturated. So my professional opinion, replace the water heater. It doesn't have to be me. I mean, I'm not trying to sell you a water heater, but you know, if this is 15 to 20 years old, which I believe these homes are, it's a Bonadelli home, you know, it's due. And but for right now, you know, crisis averted. You know, the water is not leaking out of that area up here anymore, so that's good. You'll have to monitor this, and of course, I know this is a rental property, so the tenant will have to monitor this and take a look. You know, if you get back to that same problem, then replace it. But anyways, I won't keep hammering away at that story. But our work is done. You can see nothing leaking. Outside of that, this installation is done.